July the 18th. Each the master of their own domain.
Each the master of their own domain. My reasoned choice is as indifferent to the reasoned choice of my neighbor as to his breath and body. However much we've been made for cooperation, the ruling reason in each of us is master of its own affairs. If this weren't the case, the evil in someone else would become my harm, and God didn't mean for someone else to control my misfortune. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 8.56. The foundation of a free country is that your freedom to swing your fist ends where someone else's nose begins. That is, someone else is free to do what they like until it interferes with your physical body and space. This saying can work as a great personal philosophy as well. But living that way will require two important assumptions. First, you ought to live your own life in such a way that it doesn't negatively impose on others. Second, you have to be open-minded and accepting enough to let others do the same. Can you do that? Even when you really disagree with the choices they're making. Can you understand that their life is their business and yours is your own? And that you've got plenty to wrestle with yourself without bothering anyone else.
July the 19th. July the 18th. Each of the master of their own domain. My reasoned choice is as indifferent to the reasoned choice of my neighbor as to add to his breath and body. However, much we've been made for cooperation, the ruling reason in each of us is master of its own affairs. If this weren't the case, the evil in someone else would become my harm. And God didn't mean for someone else to control my misfortune. Marcus Aurelius Meditations. The foundation of a free country is that freedom to swing your fist ends where someone else's nose begins. Swing your wrist ends. Swing your fist end where someone else's nose begins. Swing your wrist ends where someone else's nose begins. So we're on the path of our own ruling reasons. We have differences. We disagree. We're all different in many ways, but the same in many ways. Yes, we share body, we share breath, we share space, we share nature, we're in cooperation. We're learning to cooperate with all beings we share the same characteristics, who we share the same physicality with, we learn to cooperate with people who we have the same agenda, same good. We're discovering that we're made for cooperation. That's where we all have hands, feet, nose, mouths, breath, will, desires, brains, intelligence. But that doesn't mean to say you can't be different and have a different rationale to people who we cooperate with. My reason choice is indifferent to reason choice of my own neighbor. My reason choice is different to my father, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, my friends. I know, I respect, I recognize. We don't have to take it on someone, because if we believe that our reason choice, if we believe that I need to be the same, I need to have the same reason choice as my dad, my mum, my family, my friends, my colleagues, my co-workers, my boss. I need to follow what they're doing. I need to make the same choices, have the same behaviors, because they're the people I'm close to. So we look at that belief, then we read this, and we be the master of our own domain, our own reason choice. We're all here for different reasons. But similarly, the wholeness reasons, we're all here the same, but our role, we are all being given different roles in that. We've all got different abilities, different characteristics, different DNA. We've got our own affairs, and our own experiences, which have led to different emotions. So we don't have to take it. If we're all the same, we'd have to take on everyone else's evil. And God didn't mean for someone else's to control my misfortune. So when we put ourselves in the same box as everyone else, if we're in a group that believes in evil, then our choices must be evil too. But we've all been given the gift of different rationales, and to decipher what we believe, we've got the courage of will, intelligence said, yes, I can decide what I wish. So we could swing your fist ends where someone else's nose begins. We have the freedom. We live our life in such a way that it doesn't negatively impact on others. Second, you have to be open-minded and accepting enough to let others do the same. So we don't need to convince or manipulate everyone to agree with us. We can accept other people's beliefs. We can show them with our actions. This is what I do. But we move with our own, and we respect it. We know that everyone else has their own reasons. Can you do that? It's a question. Even when you really, so this is a question, when you're feeling emotional about someone else's opinion in work, at home, in the family, can we take a step back and have compassion for other people's belief without believing we need to get angry? Can we understand that's where they're at and other people's business? Yes, and we've got plenty to wrestle with ourselves. So politely saying no. Politely saying no. It's okay that you believe that. That's interesting. It's interesting that you believe that. Tell me more about that. Oh, this is what I believe. That's what you believe. And we can still be friends. We don't need to wrestle with each other. We wrestle with ourselves, right? We take responsibility for wrestling with our own mind. To decipher are we moving, and asking all these questions. Are we moving in a way of our soul, progress of the soul? Yesterday, what was it? Progress of the soul. So that's the reflection today. When you feel that impulse to say something back or to physically do something that you might regret, can you be rational and take a step back and survey the situation? Take a breath, then show and act in love and compassion and respect. Respect for yourself. We're on our own journey. Feel the liberation in that. Like no one has to. You don't have to have anyone's. You don't have. No one else has to understand you, and you don't have to understand anyone else. But at the same time, we can cooperate. We can accept people's views without the investment of emotions. That girl that you might like, or you might something that arouses you. A girl might arouse you, a male might arouse you. So we control our emotions. And we say, oh, yeah, I'm attracted to that person, and that's okay. But we don't need to convince that person to be, I don't need to convince or manipulate that person to, join me in my bedroom. So we let it go, and we'll leave it up to the energies that be. We connect with ourselves. We find the love in ourselves. We arouse with ourselves. It's all here. We're not searching out there. We're aware of the searcher. We're aware of the searcher out there, and we bring it back in. And we create safe space for people to interact and cooperate with us, however that might be. Enjoy your day, my friend.